Hey Morro Bay, this is Miss Hardgrave. I'm the assistant principal, and I know I haven't met many of you, but I'm excited to be here, working here, and I'm really happy that Miss Whiteson was kind enough to allow the ASB Instagram for us to ask you what questions do you have about small group instruction and for me to be able to answer those questions for you. So the first and most important question I think that people are asking is, what about that afternoon time? Is it mandatory? And the question, or the answer to your question is yes, it is. So it is part of the regular school day. We are required by law to provide a certain amount of educational minutes to you per school year, and that is part of the educational time that we've provided. So you have in the morning 9 to about 12:30, 12:45, kind of depending on the day. You have your 1 hour class periods, you have lunch, and then you have in the afternoon small group instruction. I know we called it tiered support, I think, at the beginning, so I know that was a little confusing. What we really want you to know is that it is those half an hour slots for you to meet with the same classes that you saw that morning. The part that's not mandatory of the day is the office hours. Yeah, so office hours are completely up to you. That's the time. I think it's usually 2:30 to 3:30. Again, depending on the day, I know your schedule changes a little bit on Mondays and Wednesdays. That's the time where you can elect to answer questions or to ask questions of your teachers and just get kind of like on the spot help, right? So a couple people asked, is it going to affect my grade? Is it going to affect my attendance? And the answer is yes. Just like any class during the regular school day, you are required by law to be there. Your teacher will be providing activities and assignments and things that are graded. They'll be checking in with you and expecting you to participate. And so if you're not there, yes, your attendance and your grades are affected. And if it happens repeatedly, then Mr. Cadwallader, myself, and our counselors, we have to get involved and then take some disciplinary action, which I know we don't want to happen, right? So just go, because your teachers are really planning that time. They're working really hard. They want to see you. They want to help you. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what that time is going to be used for in just a moment. A couple of people expressed, hey, you know what? I have to work in the afternoons, and totally understand that you are, many of you, working to support families and just doing amazing things for your community right now in terms of all of the hard times that we're going through. However, we do have programs through our school and through our district that are here to help you. And so if working is an issue, we want to make sure that you're checking in with your counselors and helping us to support you in finding solutions to that. You really, just like the normal school year, should only be scheduling work after 2:30, right? So that is important that you are here during the actual school day. So thank you for asking that question as well. A couple of people said, well, why didn't we just extend class time? Why not just have an hour and a half class? And so I want you to really think about, I'm going to encourage you to think about how different working on Zoom is from working in a classroom. For me, my day is so different because I cannot just have these little conversations with people that I normally would. And so I have to schedule different times and different ways for me to connect with people, and it's the same with your teachers. So it's hard to do some small group or individual work when it's a 30 to 35 person Zoom, especially for an hour and a half would be even more hectic. And so we wanted that time for teachers to be able to connect to you in a way that they normally would in the classroom. Say when a teacher is kind of walking around when you're working individually in pairs or in groups, and they have that time to connect with you. They ask you questions, they engage you in discussion, and they're really making sure that you understand the content. Sometimes that means that they support you with some extra kind of information that you might need. Sometimes that means that they support you by extending the lesson and kind of turning you on to a new resource. So I think about that time as just all of that stuff that a teacher would normally do in the classroom that is hard to do even in breakout rooms, right? So working with you individually, helping you on a specific project, asking you questions, giving you some group support, some time to discuss in a smaller group where you might feel more comfortable. And I want you to know that we're really honestly kind of preparing you for college with that. Because in college, you'll have these big kind of lecture classes where you have like 200-300. I have some classes that have 400 people in a massive auditorium. There's no way a teacher can support you there. So we have these smaller groups, and they were mandatory. We got lab groups or just discussion groups where you'd meet with a group of 20 to 30 people with a teacher's assistant or with a teacher sometimes to have those kind of smaller, more personal connected moments, right? And it is our job to make sure that you are learning the content that we have. So we have to find these creative ways to make sure that happens. And small group instruction is that creative way. So please have some empathy for your teacher and the amount of work that it takes to actually invite you to specific days. I know some teachers will have a set schedule and some teachers will be kind of deciding kind of week by week who's coming when. Please be flexible, please be available, and again, please remain empathetic with the fact that they are really working hard to make sure that they have that time with you. Again, some people said they feel like they don't need the time, and really that's up to your teacher to decide what to do with the time and who to invite. So keep that in mind. All right. Well, I'm so looking forward to the day I actually get to meet you in person. I hope your school year is off to a great start, and call me with any questions or email me. Okay.